All right, so we're going to start at the best part. Now, this is the best part because it's the part where you get to pick something you enjoy and learn and get to work in. So, the reason why this is the best part again is because it builds the foundation for your entire company moving forward. So, you're going to want to pick something that you have an interest in. And we're going to decide the product categories that we're going to sell in, what we're going to sell, and this really lays the whole groundwork and foundation for this business that you're creating. And over time, you're going to become an expert in this category. So it's very important that you pick a category or a product that you have some interest in, something that would be fun to learn about, or something that piques you, along with the potential of the product categories itself. So that's the first thing to consider. You will become an expert. Again, I say this a few times, you will become an expert in this product category over time. So it's very important that you begin with something that you are interested in, something that you think would be, doesn't have to be heavy interest, but something that at least you'd want to learn more about. So the first step is going to be to brainstorm some expensive things that don't have a brand loyalty. So what I mean by this is things that are over $750, and then think of like product categories and cast a wide net. So I put some examples here to show the difference. Also, just some examples to get your juices flowing, but also some examples of products that don't have brand loyalty and what that means to illustrate this point. So something like, let's pick pond sprinklers. So there are people who have ponds, and you perhaps have seen a sprinkler in a pond, but you probably never considered, hey, there has to be someone who sold that sprinkler to that pond, whoever owns that pond. And that sprinkler system is probably expensive, right? Maybe more than $750. And there isn't any big brand name that comes to mind when you think about these sprinkler systems, right? Now, there might be some industry leaders of people who are in the know, but there isn't a big kind of overall countrywide knowledge of this product category. You want to avoid things like clothing, apparel, things like Nike would be a good example. Like they have a shoe and they put their brand on it, and that's the main reason why it becomes so expensive. So we don't want to really sell those products. Like high-end luxury goods might be very difficult to get the vendor onboarded. You'd have to have some previous business to really do that. So what you want to do is you want to think about things that you would imagine that cost over $750. Even $1,200 is okay. $2,000 is fine. The higher price point is actually a benefit in a lot of cases if all the other things work out. So you want something that's over $750 because your margins are going to average between 20 and 30% gross, meaning that for every item you sell, you'll get about 20 to 30% of that sale price as your gross profit on your margin straight to the vendor. So for that reason, you want something that's more expensive, as it's going to give you much more of an incentive to grow the company, and the revenue of the company will be much higher, which will also allow you to access things like credit lines and business credit, as well as just a lot of reward points, which is another part of this program as well. So this is something to think about as you're thinking about these categories. Also, try to avoid things which could be potentially offsetting to a financial institution. Like there are some people who work in, like, for example, like cannabis or gambling, and there are, I did mention like hydroponic systems. There are some high ticket items which, might be good profitable ventures, but there are some things in the current arena of the world which could have issues with advertising or with working with lenders or financial institutions. So you want something that when a person looks at it, they go, oh yeah, okay, cool. That's the reaction you want. You want something that just seems good, not something that's controversial. You want something that kind of plays within the rules of society. So here are some categories which can give you some starting point. So pizza ovens, they probably cost over $750. Massage chairs, bathtubs, fire pits, porch swings, gazebos, chicken coops, pool, billiard tables, home theater systems, surfboards, grills, smokers, commercial restaurant equipment. And I have even more here. Skeet shooting launchers, gun safe, desks, fireplace, snowboards, aquariums, espresso machines, office furniture, and the list goes on. So there are so many different products surrounding us everywhere we look that are expensive. There are people who are knowledgeable in a specific industry. For example, if you have some sort of specified knowledge, let's say you work with cars and you're very knowledgeable about a particular part which is really sold a lot, and you just have knowledge of this one part that other people don't know about, or maybe you know a lot about like carburetors or something, I don't know, and you have this experience, and this could be one of your high ticket products because you already have that knowledge coming into the industry. So this is something for people who already have some maybe specialized job experience, and they might be aware of product categories that your normal person may not even consider. So like maybe there's a specific type of power tool that's used on a job site that you use a lot that is not really brand loyal, and you could potentially become a vendor of those products. So right now all we're doing is we're getting a list of about 40 to 50 different, 40 to 60 different ideas of different products that we could potentially get involved with. So some things that will be interesting to us. And I'm going to show you how to dig a little bit deeper, but right now we're just brainstorming as many different ideas as possible. You know, look online, look on Amazon, look on online magazines, Home and Garden. You could see different products that they're selling. It would be a good indication of things that would sell well. Look at your advertising, things you see in your life, things you see in videos on TikTok, things in the background, desks, furniture, the computer, things that are expensive that could be over at $750. So this is very important. So I'm trying to give you a whole wide net of how to do this this initial research. So once you have about 40 to 60 different product ideas, then we're going to do this pro tip here. So this pro tip is checking Google Shopping and Google Trends, and this is getting familiar with a product category, and this is once we've identified, and this is kind of along the lines of us doing the research. So I'm going to give you another video right after this one, actually hand holding you and showing you this niche that I'm starting a site in, which is going to be a follow along of the entire course here, masterclass. It's going to be all broken down into a side-by-side of me actually doing what I'm showing you how to do. So I'll show you the steps, beginning and the end, beginning, middle, and end of how to do these processes. All right, so we're going to look at the trends of the market. We're going to see if it's a seasonal product, and then we're going to use Google Trends, and we're going to compare the two categories. So that's how you can get a reference point through Google Trends by comparison. And then Google Shopping, we're going to see what's currently being sold, and we're going to see competition. We're going to see, later on in deeper research, we'll see like possible vendors we could work with, competitors in the space. But right now, we're just trying to see like, is our initial concern accurate? For example, if I look at aquariums, then if I look at aquariums, are there aquariums that are selling for over $750? And is that something that actually has some seem viable? Right now we're trying to check really the viability. And this is the best part. Just to say again, we're digging deep into what might be the niche that we choose. We're going to pick from a whole bunch of different ones. We're going to find the one which we feel the best about. So that's going to be coming up in the next video, is the actual breakdown of how to dig deeper into these niches. Now we're going to go into a high-level overview of what to expect after that video. Once we find 40 to 60 different, this is kind of the next steps, just give you some foresight on how to think about these categories as you're breaking them down. So we're actually going to be, although we're trying to find one product category, we're going to be clumping about 3 to 4 or maybe more of these categories together to create a brand. So an example would be something like treadmills. This is the site that I'm going to be creating. Have a site that is more of a summer product, and health and fitness equipment and treadmills is more of a winter product. So I wanted something to balance out the annual ups and downs, natural of the markets. So I am going to be building the site, the follow through here on treadmills. Now the treadmills, you might think of it as one product category, which it is. So this is going to be somewhat of the major high-level product category that the site and the brand is going to be based on. But there are other products which fit very perfectly into that same market. For example, ellipticals, upright bicycles, recumbent bicycles, rowers, massage chairs, all of these saunas, hot tubs, all of these things could fit into, again, who are we talking to? So we're going to combine these products into a market, into a person. So we're going to create somewhat of a customer avatar. Now this can be loose. We're selling products, we're not selling like information here. So it doesn't have to be ultra specific, but we want to dial into who our potential market would be. In this case, it's health and wellness, right? It's fitness equipment. So we're going to be targeting upper middle class people, wealthy people perhaps, and my interpretation, my initial kind of idea about this person is they want results. They're a high achiever. They want some sort of longevity in their life. They want high energy. Maybe they're a performer, a go-getter. Some people are just keeping it all together through fitness. I know a lot of people like that, especially in today's world. And also, this market of fitness equipment has the potential to be so this is a B2C or also a B2B potential, meaning that this could also sell to some sort of B2B product, because there's people who own gyms. So we can sell to people who are residential, so they have a home gym, treadmills, ellipticals, etc. Also, there's people who own gyms and they use fitness equipment for commercial use. So that's an opportunity to appeal to two separate markets of people who also want kind of the same product categories. So what we're trying to do is we're going to dial in on the kind of all the different options. Then we're going to use Google Shopping and Google Trends to get more dialed in to the individual product categories. And then once we find kind of a niche that we want to be in, we're going to find what I like to call kind of a hero product, which is like our main product of the store. And then we're going to find 3 to 4 complementary products that can also be listed on the site, which also have a high purchase price, so like $750 or more. Again, we want something that's expensive. So the next video will go into detail about actually how to do this market research, and I'm going to use these examples here to show kind of those understanding through comparison on Google Trends and Google Shopping. Now, another high-level overview of what we're going to be doing after we do steps 1 and 2. We're going to be doing kind of a deeper dive into our preliminary research. We're going to be looking deeper into the Google Shopping PLAs, and we're going to be identifying 15 to 25 manufacturers who we could work with, and about 1 to 6 competitors. And we're going to use a very simple and easy formula to identify whether those possible manufacturers are drop ship friendly, meaning they would be willing to have us take the order from the customer. Then the customer would receive the product directly from the manufacturer. So we would receive payment from the customer, we would then pay the manufacturer, and the manufacturer would then ship their product directly to the customer, and they're going to ship that blind ship with no branding on the packaging. So that's also a little insider thing you'll learn on the next level, in the next phase, I think phase 3, about actually onboarding vendors. So that stage 3 is going to be, I believe it's get ready. Yes. So phase 3 is going to be get ready, and that's where you're going to learn about that part. Also, the last thing when it comes to the preliminary research, which will be in the next following videos, is going to be identifying that the hero product specifically has at least 5 to 20,000 searches per month, and then the complementary products have at least 30 to 80% of that search volume. And then you'll learn some other things, and this will be in an application, a website called SEM Rush. Okay, so that is how that's a high level overview of what we're going to be learning in phase 1. It's going to be broken down into a series of videos, and we're going to go into very great detail. So it's going to be really straightforward, and I hope you enjoyed this part of it, and we're looking forward to the next one.